Here we go. We're back. Yeah, fake
Yeah.
open beer because we already had it open because we had some technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
Season's off to
Cheers.
a bad start, but that's all good. Cheers.
Preseason jitters.
Yeah, the technical difficulties out of the way. We're ready to start the 2022 to 23 season. And here's what we got in store. We're gonna hit the transfer window, talk about that, do some trivia, then we're gonna try to do the future tables, pick the table top to bottom, see how we do. Do we know the stakes? Because you whoop my ass. Is it just like finish a beer or something bigger?
Well, we need something bigger. We need to think of something bigger.
I'll tell you what. Since you whooped my ass last year, I will finish my beer and open another one. While you talk about your most disappointing transfer of the summer window so far.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right, I want to see the beer touch those lips. There it is. All right, so we're gonna run through the summer transfers. Just a few highlights we pulled out. Disappointments, overrated transfers, winners, losers. So starting off with my most disappointing. I went a little bit different direction here. I didn't go with a particular transfer, but overall, I went with a team. So I went with Everton as my most disappointing team for transfers. They lost probably their most impactful and exciting and creative player in Richarlison, obviously for a large fee. They turned around and basically just robbed a relegated team for two of their players. One of them on a free, one of them for 20 mil. That aren't really any sort of replacement for Richarlison. They got a defender who's near the end of his career, that's starting to age, was starting to show it last year in Tarkowski. They got Dwight McNeil, who I think is a very exciting player, but he's a true winger, so he's not going to bring anything like what Richarlison is bringing to the table. So overall, I think they underachieved in the transfer window, and they've got to do some more work as they get into the season to get back up to a true Everton level.
If I'm an Everton fan, I am bummed out for sure. All right. My most disappointing is more of a personal disappointing than results based, but Mane to Bayern really bummed me out because I just love watching that Liverpool team. It's not like they're going to be that much worse. Like they're still going to be one of the best teams in the world, but that Mane, Salah, Firmino, throwing Jota or whoever, like Mane and Salah on either edge was so nasty and so fun to watch. I'm bummed out that it's kind of the end of an era for that part of the team, but so that was mine.
I feel like I feel you there. I know how much you loved him. You know,
I know, dude. He's
number
so
2 in our all Premier League team. But
I feel like he was criminally underrated. Like Salah always took all the spotlight, and he was fantastic. He's amazing, but like Mane is right there. Like he was just as good. Like, and to have somebody he does so many things well. Like I don't know, big fan.
He does. I also feel like I felt like both of them were kind of on a similar trajectory, him and Salah. And if you don't make a move on one of them before the other, you're going to end up in the situation where you suddenly need to get replacements for both of them at the same time. And so I think they went with who they think is going to be better longer and started that sort of youth development, process.
In theory, Mane's best years are behind him. So I get it. It's just, it bummed me out a little bit.
Yeah. All right.
So next category, most underrated trade or transfer. Excuse me. I'll start.
All right.
Mine is Lukaku back to Italy.
All right.
Where I just think it's underrated that like Chelsea, like what the fuck are you doing? Like how can you not find a place on your team for Lukaku? I just don't get it. I feel like they're gonna miss a strong striker, and I just don't think Havertz is the guy. I don't. and
Yeah.
they picked up
Yeah,
Sterling. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Barcelona. They keep losing all their guys, but
I feel
I
you there.
just think
Chelsea's
that
Chelsea's
not
going to show
having
up
him,
later on my list, so don't you worry about that.
yeah,
But
not
yeah, I
having,
agree with you entirely. That is an absolute steal. I think obviously they sold him to Chelsea, and now they only pay $8 million to loan him back for a season.
yeah, technically he's on loan, but for this
Yeah,
season he's not going to be playing
yeah,
for him, and I think that's a miss for them. I think they're going to miss him 100%. But I just don't understand how a player like that like can't find a spot on the roster. Like, just doesn't make sense to me.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right, so for
who's yours?
I took a little Premier League focus here, so most underrated. So looking at not the biggest of the big names transferring, people like Lewandowski, right, or Haaland and those
Yeah,
guys, but some of the tier below that I think will be a really big impact. I have Jesse Lingard going to Nottingham
I
Forest.
saw that.
I think that is the exact type of situation that he will thrive in. I think he's going to feast for them. He's going to get all the service. He's going to be the focal point. He's going to be the guy. And he always seemed to kind of shrink whenever he's around these other bigger players and players that are, more established than him. So
Yeah,
I think he's going to thrive this year. I don't know about the team as a whole, but I think that's the best type of player that they could have gone out and got, and they went and did it. So I think it's a
absolutely.
win-win both ways.
Yeah, great pick by them. And you're right. He's always played just a step below the top tier guys.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a good spot for him. Great grab by Nottingham Forest as they jump into the Premier League. That's the type of move you got to make. So who's your overrated transfer?
I feel like the one I've heard like the most talk about, once again sticking in the Premier League here, that's just like I think he's a good player. I don't think he's going to make that much of a difference to the team. It's Calvin Phillips going to Man City. I
Dude, they paid
mean,
a shitload for him.
I paid
I
like
think it was like
40
50
something,
million, something like
yeah,
that.
45 million pounds or something, and it's like
Dude,
so. A, I'm not sure he's worth that much money.
he's a good player. He's a good player.
But he's a good player. But B, they have Rodri, who's going to play in a somewhat similar position already, who's solid, who's in a lot of ways better for that position with his size and kind of his control on the ball. So, Calvin Phillips might be a better defender than him, but I don't know. I don't think it'll be that much of an impact. I think it's getting talked about way too much for what it's actually going to do for the team. They could probably win the championship anyway without him.
Oh, for sure.
So it's yeah. I think there's just too much talk and not enough results that'll come out of that one. How about you?
Mine it ties into Chelsea again. They're a recurring theme on my categories, but Sterling to Chelsea. I've always thought Sterling was overrated, so he always qualified for me. I think he's a really good player. I think he's good at many things on the field, except finishing. I think if he was a star finisher, he would have the most goals in the Premier League because he's able to create a shot and get to a place.
Yeah.
When he doesn't dive, he's actually a pretty dangerous player. But I just feel like he's been in the perfect situation for years.
Yeah.
Even when he was at Liverpool, he was getting so many chances and just scuffing them. I think he's still good. I'm shitting on him a little too much, but I just think for Chelsea, like, do you really need him? You need another one of those players to go with
don't.
Werner and Pulisic and
Don't
Mount
need that
and,
type.
and all these guys. Like, how many of those dudes do you need? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
No.
understand. I think it's one of those moves that's like, hey, it's a good guy to have in your team, but how impactful is it going to be? I don't know. By the end of last year, he wasn't starting for Man City.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, he was coming off
Exactly.
injury, yada yada. But I think he's one of those guys also. Like, his best days are behind him. So
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, and this is a great segue right into the next category, which is transfer that you still want to happen.
I'm interested to see what you picked.
So going off of your Sterling pick, this is exactly what I'm talking about here. Is I still want Chelsea to go get a fucking striker. You have Kai Havertz as
They
your
had
starting
one.
striker.
They had Lukaku.
I know.
I don't understand.
he's gone. So that's the number one thing they need to go and do. They literally Kai Havertz is their starting striker, and it's just not. He's not a true striker. He's got great skill. He has scored some goals. He's a good player, but he's not a number 9 striker. So it's something I want to see. It still needs to happen. They're going to go correct it at some point here, I'm sure, in transfer window work. But yeah, I mean, right off of the heels of bringing Sterling over like he's some cure-all for losing Lukaku, it's just that's just not the case.
Yeah, no
so,
way.
More of the same.
Yeah. I went with Frankie de Jong. There's been rumors for him to go to Man United, but there's also been rumors to go to Chelsea and some other places. I really want him to go to Man United because I think their midfield has been lacking for years, and I want I want them to be good again. And Pogba's out of the picture, so I really don't want to see Fred and McTominay for another year. That's what I want to see happen, and I really hope it goes through. So, all right. So the next two categories are biggest winner and biggest loser. This can be team, this can be player, this can be whatever you want. Let's start negative first and end on a positive. So, who's your biggest loser?
My biggest loser is Leicester City. I mean, once again, I've got a lot of the Premier League focus here, but the only team so far that I have looked up and looked at that made absolutely zero additions to their team. You can make the argument they had a lot of injuries last year. They still have they didn't lose that many key players besides Schmeichel, and I'm not sure who the goalie is, but it just feels like they're getting older and older and older, and to make absolutely no moves, bring in no youth. They either think they have a really strong academy system to bring up new players, or they're going to be in trouble. And it might be this year, it might be next year, but continuing to go along this line is just a really bad, situation to be in, and not a good trajectory to be on as an organization. So sure. I still think they have the talent to compete in the mid-table and get into the top half, but it's 1-2 injuries away from it becoming a disaster very quickly without bringing in fresh faces. So I would be concerned if I was a Leicester fan.
Yeah. I think that they've never really been the team to go out and get, big name, but to do nothing, absolutely nothing, kind of alarming. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. Yeah. Mine is Chelsea. I don't need to get into it because I kind of already did.
Yeah.
But they're my biggest loser.
4 times already.
I feel like if I had to sum up their transfer window, it would be, what the fuck is the plan?
Yeah.
Because I feel like they don't even know. So they're my biggest loser. My biggest winner, Blake's going to be real proud of me. But I like what Tottenham did. I like what they did. Right. I love the Richarlison move. He's not the best player in the world, but I like how he plays. I like how he's always got like a chip on his shoulder. He's got a little fuck you in him. He plays hard. Yep. He cares about it. They got the Perisic, who I like. He's kind of tailing the end of his career, but I think he's still got juice left. Mm-hmm. And he'll help them a lot. I think they're just they lost Bergwijn. I'm okay with that.
Yep.
But I think they're positioning themselves well to improve. If you look at this time last year, it was like, holy shit, Tottenham's in trouble. And a year later, they look like they're in a good place.
Yeah, I agree entirely. And actually, just segueing off of that, so for my route for my biggest winners, I actually went sort of 3 individual transfers that I like, kind of at different tiers.
Okay.
But one of those 3, the first of those 3, is actually Bissouma going to Tottenham. They keep trying to bring in these guys. They've had Harry Winks. They've had wherever the fuck that other guy's name was, Oliver something. And they just have needed that solid presence to go along with Højbjerg in the middle of the field. And I think Bissouma is that perfect guy. So I think that's just like a complete match made in heaven that they went and did. I like the moves they did with Rafinha as well, as you were talking about, or not Rafinha, Richarlison.
Yeah.
And Perisic. Shout out, he's on my fantasy team.
Oh, you picked him? Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to do some fantasy segments on here.
Yeah, we'll have to check in on that as well. But yeah, so I have Basuma, the Basuma transfer to Tottenham being a big win. I have the obvious one, Haaland to Man City. It's just, I think he's just going to absolutely feast. To see that I think they only paid like £64 million in the transfer fee. I thought he's the type of guy that would be like well over £100 million. So I don't know what went on there. I don't know why.
I actually saw a lower number. I think I saw like 54 or something like that.
It's for him to be
Calvin
15 million more than Calvin Phillips. Like, what is going on?
Calvin Phillips money right there.
So any money they pay in the 50 million range for that is just an absolute win.
Yeah, it was just
especially
the transfer fee, but yeah.
But to go to a team like that, where he's just going to get serviced all day and feast, if he can score with every part of his body, he can outrun people, he's going to dominate.
Yeah.
And then my last win, sort of outside of the Premier League, was Barcelona picking up Rafinha. I think kind of along the same lines you just explained with Richarlison for Tottenham. He kind of fills that role of bringing excitement, bringing energy, a little bit of FU in him, everything that team needs. And I think he's really going to thrive there and become a fan favorite.
One thing that maybe you can help me out. I'm not as up on this as I should be, but doesn't Barcelona have no money? Like, isn't that a thing? Wasn't that a thing? And yet,
I'm pretty sure
they probably signed more people than anyone else in the world. Like, what the fuck? Are these guys going to get paid?
Yeah, we'll see what happens after.
If I'm a star player and Barcelona is paying me whatever,
They paid just as much. So they paid just as much to get Rafinha as supposedly Man City paid for Haaland. So
I don't know. I might be like, hey, I'm gonna go to this franchise that actually has money and isn't in financial trouble.
Yeah.
So I make sure my paycheck comes in. But hey, that's just me. These guys make so much money, it doesn't really matter.
But shout out Leeds. They sold 2 players for a combined £107 million. So sorry,
making money.
42 million pounds and then 65 million euros. So combined, whatever it is, over $100 million for 2 players off the roster. So
also, I just want to throw in, I missed a note of mine, another little tidbit to shit on Chelsea with. Losing Rudiger, big loss. That's going to hurt.
Yeah.
Anyways.
He's a presence.
They're
going to be relying on 39-year-old Thiago Silva, or however old he is.
All right, last one. Favorite transfer. This is a no-brainer for me. No explanation needed. Haaland, Man City, done.
Yeah, dominate. So I went a little bit different here. I wanted to shout out a drink American player.
Oh yeah, anytime an American is mentioned, we drink.
Aronson going to Leeds, I think is going to be exciting as hell. I saw him play in a few of these preseason games. He's running at fools. I think I saw him assist 3 different goals in one game.
I love it.
He's taking free kicks. He's running at the baseline, at defenders, going at the goalie. He's just fearless, and I think he's going to fit right in. He's going to help give service to people like Bamford. Obviously, Tyler Adams is there now, too. Shout out another American drink.
Hey, we drink a lot more to this now because there's a lot more Americans that are good.
Yeah, right. used to be one. But
he's
yeah,
like, Pulisic, up, drink.
I really like the Aronson pickup. I think it was $25 million from the Bundesliga. So yeah, I'm excited to see him play this season.
Nice. All right, cool. Well, let's go to the trivia. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll hit you with the trivia first. So
I'm ready.
So as typical,
so if you miss a trivia question, you got to drink. Easy.
Got to drink. Yeah.
Play along at home.
Rules. So I didn't have enough time to get multiple, but I got a 2-parter here for you.
Okay.
Regarding the Premier League. So, how many times in the history of the Premier League have all three promoted teams get relegated that first season.
All three promoted teams got relegated the following season.
Right. So
Oh
so
my
this year, right?
God.
You have Nottingham, Fulham, and Bournemouth coming up. If they were to all get relegated, right? That's what I'm talking about. How many times do you think that's happened in the history of the Premier League since was it
Oh my
1992?
God. I have no fucking clue. I'm gonna 3.
Wrong. One time ever.
One time.
Has it ever happened? Right? That was a shock to me when I read that.
That is surprising.
Can you guess the year that it happened? What year do you think that happened?
No fucking
So
way. Well,
I'll give you this.
since
Can
you're
you
throwing
guess?
this in, I feel like it's got to be recent.
Well, no. I'll put this into segments for you. Do you think it was between 92 and 2000, 2000 and 2010, or 2010 and now?
2010 and now.
Wrong.
When was it?
1997. It's the last time that happened, which was a absolute shock to me.
The first and last time it happened.
The only time it's happened. Yep.
That's crazy.
Pretty wild, yeah.
That is crazy.
So it's just something to think about when we talk about, you talk about these tables, predictions. It's so easy to say, oh, those three teams are going to be the worst and they're going to drop.
I know. Now I want to look at my table and see if I did that because I don't think I did. I think I did 2 out of 3.
Yeah, but literally so how many years is this? It's been, I guess, 30 years of the Premier League. So it's a 3% chance of that actually happening.
Okay.
If you put that down.
That's crazy.
All right. Well, you drank. Your turn to try to get me to drink.
Okay, I have a 3-part trivia question for you.
All right.
So in the history of the Premier League, the top 10 goal scorers, I think we've gone over it before, but I just want to ask you, there is one active player in the Premier League that is on the top 10 goals list. Can you name that player?
In the active goals in the Premier League?
Yes.
Ronaldo.
No.
What?
Not Ronaldo. He spent most of his time at Real Madrid. Technically. So you missed that one of goals. Who?
Vardy.
No. Drink again.
Oh, shit.
He's 5th all time with 183 goals. He's going to pass my dude, Sergio Aguero, who's at 184. So he's going to be 4th next year.
It's got to be Harry Kane, though.
Harry Kane.
Yep, okay.
Harry Kane.
I didn't know he was that high.
183.
Okay.
And
Damn.
he's 1 behind Aguero. He's 4 behind Cole in 3rd. So by the end of the year, he's going to be at least 3rd all time, which is pretty awesome.
What a boss.
Yeah. Okay,
So
follow-up question. The assists top 10 all time in the Premier League. We have 2 active players. Can you name those 2? They are active in the Premier League. There's also one active player playing in the MLS, but we don't count the MLS because it's not a big boy league. So 2 active players in the Premier League that are top 10 assists all time.
Damn. Top 10 assists. I feel like Harry Kane had a lot of assists last season.
I'll give you a hint. It's not Harry Kane.
Okay. Oh man, this is a tough one. I'm trying to think through the squads here.
One of them is an obvious one. The second one, I don't expect you to get.
Obvious, but why am I struggling so bad?
He's my dude.
George De Bruyne.
Yes, De Bruyne.
Okay.
They're actually tied, De Bruyne, and I'm just going to say it. So you got De Bruyne, so I'll drink, and then you drink for this one. James Milner.
Milner. Nice. I was going to think somebody else. I was thinking people on Liverpool.
They're both tied 8th all time with 86 assists. Pretty sick.
Jesus. De Bruyne, man.
Just a shout out to the creeper, Ryan Giggs, he's got nearly double their assists. He's got 162.
That's what 22 years of playing will get you.
Crazy. All right, last trivia question. Top
Okay.
10 clean sheets all time in the Premier League. We have 2 Americans on the list. Who are they? You should know this.
Friedel, Howard.
Yeah. I drink for that one. You got them both.
I'll drink with you. 2 Americans. I got to drink.
There you go. You know what's amazing is that they're tied. 132 each. Pretty
That's
cool.
Awesome. Yeah, I told you when I went to the Arsenal game, I was there for Peter Cech's 200th clean sheet.
Yeah, he's the leader at 202.
Is he the leader?
Mm-hmm.
I was there for number 200. I watched him save a PK.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
and then I've been to which Premier League games have you been to?
I've been to a home West Ham game against Burnley, which was one of the most awesome games I could have ever gone to. That's where the fans were protesting the owner. West Ham was really struggling.
Yeah, I remember the videos you were sending me.
Fighting relegation, and the fans rushed the field at least 3, maybe 4 different times. Stole the corner flags and were like stabbing them in the ground, getting tackled by players. I think Mark Noble just absolutely trucked one fan. It was hilarious. Then they started rushing the box suite where the owner was and started throwing food at him and beer cups. And he had to the owner of the team had to get escorted out of the stadium.
Oh my god!
That is for his own team.
Dude, what a game! Wait, was that your first one?
That was my first game I ever went to in the Premier League.
That's amazing.
It was awesome, and everyone's just cheering and loving it every second of it.
That is
a couple days later, I went to, or I think it was the next day, I went to Arsenal Watford, where I saw Peter Cech's clean sheet and saved Troy Deeney PK.
Dude, what a tandem of games you went to.
Yeah, I think it was Arsenal's 4,000th goal, in their club history. It was Peter Cech's 200th clean sheet, and he saved a PK, and I was right behind the goal. It was just everything about that trip was awesome.
Damn, that's sick. So I've been to 2. I went to Queen's Park Rangers hosted Tottenham, and QPR was in relegation zone, so the game was really important. It was towards the end of the year. It was in April. And they ended up winning 1-0, and the place was just rocking. It was so sick. And then the second game I went to was Wolverhampton, right behind me. They played Man City. They lost, but it was a good game. And the Wolverhampton fans were just fucking nuts. We were in kind of the, rowdy section, I guess. Just constantly talking shit to the Man City fans right next to us. Yeah, I learned some new curse words that day. And saw probably between 10 and 20 people get thrown out. So it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Classic. We need to go back.
Oh, we do. Oh, man. Okay, you want to get into the table?
Let's do it.
All right, why don't we cruise through the bottom half real fast,
right,
and then we'll focus more on the top.
Sounds good to me.
So who are your 3 relegated?
So a playoff of my trivia question.
Oh no, did you do all 3?
I think all 3 are going to get relegated for the second time in the history of the Premier League. But I think personally, I think Fulham and Bournemouth are done. Personally, I think they're going to be out. I think it's going to be really close between Brentford and Nottingham. I'm giving Brentford the edge here, pushing up in the 17th, just with that little bit of Premier League experience. Nottingham hasn't really been up. I don't even know the last time they were up in the Premier League. So I think it'll be really close. But I think in the end, Cheers. I would give the edge to Brentford and put Nottingham in my bottom half, or the bottom 3. How about you?
I don't know. My table might get sloppy. I'm cruising through these beers now. After that start.
Okay, we'll do it live.
Yeah. My bottom three, I have two out of the three. I got Bournemouth. Oh, no, I don't. Bournemouth, Fulham, Brentford.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I think
boys.
I think it'll be close for Brentford there. I agree with you. I could see them in the bottom three.
It's
I
not
could
that
see.
I, didn't like Brentford. I just liked other teams more than them.
Yeah.
Um, and I got to be honest, I saw the odds for the futures, and it kind of scared me a little bit to put Nottingham Forest down there. So,
People have a lot of faith in them, huh?
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's they did make moves. They're making an effort, but I've seen that backfire. I remember when Fulham got promoted, they made a bunch
Yeah.
of big name trades. We're like, oh shit, Fulham's making all these moves, and it just they were shit. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. I can't trust it till I see it. So I'm gonna go with what I've seen more of and
Yeah, for sure.
pull it out. So.
Uh, all right,
All right.
why don't you why
How
don't you
about
quickly cycle through maybe go 17 to 11.
Yeah, I'll go the rest of the bottom half, and then you fire back. So I got Brentford at 17th. Like I said, I think they'll be fighting for that last spot of safety. Could go either way, but Brentford at 17. Just above them, I have Southampton at 16. I'm really concerned with Southampton.
I have them in the same
I
spot. I have them in the same spot.
I really think they could be in trouble this year. I just the way the sort of the trajectory they've been on, I just don't like it. No, nothing they've done in their moves has really, struck me as being game changing. So I'd be concerned with them. I have Wolves sitting just above them at 15th. I don't think they're going to be like it seems very close to the relegation zone. I'm not feeling that concerned for them. Like I think there's going to be a bit of a gap there between like them and the Southamptons and Brentfords and
Yeah.
Nottinghams. But I think they're definitely going to be at that lower part. I got Leeds at 14. I think with Bamford healthy again, it's going to be a big difference for them. Like I said before, I really like some of the signings they had, especially with Aronson. So I think they're going to be exciting again. I think they're going to score some goals. They're probably going to give up way too many as well. So put them right in the middle of that bottom half. Crystal Palace at 13. Kind of just to me, just kind of staying the same. Like I feel like they have the potential to be better, but I don't know. I don't know if they really got that much better. So I have them there about where they were last year. I got Everton at 12. Obviously, an improvement over last year, but still not up to their normal caliber, I would say. I wasn't that impressed with their moves. I think they're going to perform better overall, but 12 is the right place for them.
Yeah.
And then lastly, I got Brighton sitting at 11. So a bit of a regression. I think they actually finished ninth last year in the top half. I think that's a bit of an outlier. I think they deserve to be close to the top half of the bottom. So that's what I got. How about you?
Pretty similar. So Southampton in the same place. Leeds, I had dropped to 16. They could make moves middle of the year with all that money. So I'm not confident about that one, but for now I have them there. I have Nottingham Forest 15, Brighton 14, Wolves 13, Crystal Palace 12, Everton 11.
Okay.
So that brings me into my top 10. I'll go 10 to 7, and then we'll do the top 6.
Okay.
10, I have Leicester City, Villa, West Ham. Wait, how did Newcastle get above? I didn't want that. Hang on, I gotta change that. That's not right. I wanted Newcastle below Villa and West Ham.
Okay.
So that's what I had. So I have Villa in 7th, West Ham in 8th, Newcastle in 9th, Leicester in 10th. There we go. I had
Okay.
it flipped.
All right. So I'm really close, similar there. I got Leicester at 10th. I've got Aston Villa at 9th with Newcastle at 8th and West Ham at 7th. So a bit of a
Okay,
flip
yeah.
there with those three.
Same teams though.
Yeah, I could see Aston Villa outperforming Newcastle, but I think on the whole of the year, knowing what Newcastle's kind of doing with the new ownership and everything, I expect big things in the next transfer window. I think by the end of the year, they may kind of be a step above Aston Villa. With the teams right now, I might even give the slight edge to Aston Villa, but kind of looking into the future, I think they'll edge them out slightly. but definitely I have West Ham in that 7th slot, rounding out the 7 through 10.
All right, here's where the money is made. All right, so why don't you do the Europa League qualifier 6 and 5? Who do you got?
I got Arsenal at 6 and Chelsea
Same.
in 5th.
Same. Fuck, we have the exact same. All right. So is your top 4? All right, who do you have in 4th?
Man United.
Fuck, we have the same thing again. All right. 3rd, I have Tottenham. I assume you have Tottenham.
Yeah.
1st and 2nd, who do you have?
I've got Liverpool 2nd.
Ah, shit.
Again.
See, last year I put Man United in 1st. So I went all out. I was like, they're making moves. I think they're gonna do it. They shit the bed. I forgot.
I think you
Harry
almost,
Kane is
and
the
I think
most
you almost
overrated
sold me
player
on
in
it.
soccer.
I think you almost sold me on it last year.
Dude, I had a good argument. I thought they were gonna be good. And then I realized that Harry Kane is mediocre and Varane is past his prime, and they still have no midfield. So it kind of backfired on me. So I went a little more chalk this year, knowing that the top 2 teams, Manchester City and Liverpool, are just leagues better than everybody else. Like,
Yeah,
barring
they are.
some
And-
like Leicester style season, it's
Mhm.
it's not gonna. No one's gonna touch them. I don't think. I think it's really interesting that 3, 4, 5, 6 though. I think that could be switched in a lot of ways. I'm surprised we had it the same.
Yeah, I was really surprised you had Arsenal and Chelsea where you did. I thought you would have Arsenal a little bit higher, just based off of what we're seeing with Chelsea. But I think Chelsea will figure it out over Arsenal. I like Arsenal better this year than
I
the
like
last
the
couple of
Jesus
years.
signing. I do
I
like.
do.
It a
I
lot.
really like it. We didn't talk about that one in the transfers, but I do like that one a
but
lot.
that was a good
It's
one.
it's similar to me, kind of the same vibe as like the Lingard one, right? Where he's not quite as good to be on the best team, but he's gonna be great on that just below the best teams.
Yeah,
So I think he'll do well in that situation.
absolutely.
But looking at the top, I just think Man City got better than Liverpool. They were already better. If anything, the gap just slightly widened a little bit. I
I
you
think
get
they
somebody
got
like
better.
Haaland versus
Haaland. They got Haaland. I think addition by subtraction with Sterling. Now there's no confusion. Like Foden's going to be there. Mahrez is going to be on the field. Like those guys are both better than Sterling in my opinion.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now instead of having to sit 2 guys, you're going to sit only 1 guy, right? Because you have Grealish out there as well. But
Yeah, and they got Grealish. Exactly. You don't need Sterling. That was a good sell for them.
yeah,
Sell Sterling
Yeah,
at
no.
the tail end of his peak.
perfect time to sell.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think in every way they got better. I think Liverpool will be exciting. I like the Darwin pickup. I still think he's so young that I would be concerned with him being consistent. I think he's going to have some like flashy great games, but his consistency, I would wait to see that in action before really buying into that.
How much have
So
you
I
watched
think
of him? How much have you watched of him?
just a few highlights and some of the preseason games is all I've seen. So
Yeah,
I mean,
I've
he
only
looks.
seen a couple games with him. He seems like a real like true number 9.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
Liverpool has never had that guy, so I'm interested to see. I guess Man City's similar in that fashion, but I think that kind of Aguero was that true number 9 in like a different way, where he wasn't winning balls in the air, but he was just always in the right position.
Yep.
Always.
Exactly.
Every time when they brought in Jesus, and they were like, "Oh, this young Brazilian striker, he's gonna be the next guy," yada yada. And every time he played, I was like, "Why the fuck is this guy playing over Aguero?" Like,
Now you could be like, oh, Haaland's playing over Aguero. Like if that had been Haaland in that situation, be
Right.
like, okay.
Haaland's a different breed. I think he's gonna just. I'm gonna be shocked if he just doesn't thrive on this team.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
I like barring injury. I feel like it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Yeah, so
So
pretty
that's it.
pretty
So
similar.
we gotta figure out some stakes on who We have a very similar table, so it's going to be close either way.
It's going to be
It's
close.
going to become.
But yeah,
It's going to come down to those middle teams.
yeah. So just to remember the rules. So the way we'll calculate the winner at the end, right, is we'll look at where each team finishes in the table. If you picked their correct spot, you get 1 point. If for every, or we'll say if you pick the correct spot, you'll get 10 points. If you pick the correct position. So I said Liverpool 2. If Liverpool's number 2, I get 10 points for that pick. For every spot off where they actually end up from your pick, you're going to subtract a point. So pick Liverpool 2, they end up 4th. I'd actually get 8 points instead of 10, right? So eventually, if you're more than 10 off, you're gonna end up getting 0 points. But that's how we'll do it. So the accuracy from top to bottom of the table matters, not just who wins or who gets relegated, but you need to be accurate fully up and down through the table. So it'll be interesting, even with our pretty similar tables. There's still some tweaks in there that'll make a difference, I think, at the end.
Yeah, for sure. All right, cool. Well, we powered through that. The last thing on the checklist is our buddy Blake is in Vegas this weekend. So we're going to have him place some bets for us as the week starts tomorrow. The season kicks off. So hit us with that parlay because we had one queued up.
Yeah, so we were looking at I actually didn't write down that 4th team, but we were looking at a 4-team parlay to go in on to win.
All to win, yeah.
So a few of the games that we think are more locks than others. So we have Liverpool to win. Not sure what the odds were on that one.
It was. I'll hit you with. I got the odds in front of me. So
okay.
Minus 375 for Liverpool to win. They're on the road against Fulham. Heavy favorites.
Promoted squad. Yep. We have Aston Villa to win.
Even odds. That's going to be the dangerous one.
Yep. Yeah, but that's going to help. That's going to help bring up those winnings a little.
For sure.
We have Tottenham to win.
They are at home against Southampton. They are favored to win a minus 275 on that one.
And then I did not have the last one.
Man United was the last one. They're at home against Brighton. I feel like that's got to be money in the bank. First game of the year at home against Brighton. If Man United don't win that,
they've got to come out and win that one.
Yeah, they're favored minus 165 to win.
So like you said, the odds tell us, right, that the Aston Villa is the riskiest one. My heart tells me the Man U one.
I know, right? I feel the same way. I'm like, I could totally see like a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be funny how that plays out. We'll figure out in week 1 whether we should be trusting our brains or our hearts.
I still wake up at night thinking about that parlay we had when we were in Vegas for Life is Beautiful. And we had it was either a 3 or a 4-team parlay, all to win, same style. And Everton was playing, who were they playing? Do you remember who they played? They were at home against some shitty fucking team.
It was like Watford or something.
And they lost. And they lost at home. I was devastated.
And they lost like 2-0 or something.
Dude, all the other teams took care of business, and they fucking shit the bed at home. We would have came up with some money, just blew it all on alcohol, and then
at the pool,
yeah.
Yeah, never forget.
Not this week.
Holds grudges.
This week we're starting off with a bang.
If you don't realize, Austin holds grudges. So sorry, Everton. You're on the bad list forever.
I think that was their last season with Lukaku. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was a while ago, huh?
All right, so that's it.
Right, and then I think we're gonna go for a dark horse underdog win as well.
Okay, yeah. Did you find one you liked though? Because I didn't see any that I really was crazy about. I mean, we both like the Villa one, so we can double down on that one.
Yeah, they're not a true underdog though, right? They're still
even
favored.
Odds, yeah. You could do like oh wow, Newcastle's heavily favored against Nottingham Forest. Thought we'd get some better odds on that. They're minus 150. We have Everton at home against Chelsea. I don't like that. Leicester City is even odds at home against Brentford. I kind of like that one. Even odds to win at home, first game of the year. I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah, I got it open here now. Yeah. So which one were you looking at?
Leicester is at home against Brentford. Even odds to win. I think that's pretty good. Pretty good money. I feel like Leicester's a strong team at home. They didn't make it. They didn't make any flashy signings, but they're still a solid team. You know, they're better than Brentford.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, it's a tough one this week to put money on a true underdog. I think if anything, I would put money on a draw on one of these games where you can get pretty decent odds, like a plus 275 or something.
Newcastle,
maybe
Nottingham
like
Forest plus 265 draw. Not bad.
maybe like I know we're kind of hating on them up until now, but they're playing at home against a team without a true striker. Everton against Chelsea. I could see that being a 1-1, a 2-2
Everton
game.
not making a single move. Chelsea like changing everything.
Yeah, and just you
That
know
would
how
kind
we
of
go,
make me
but
happy.
we know we're not putting money down with Everton when Austin's
Yeah,
involved.
that's not for me. I don't think so. I
Yeah,
think it
well,
could be fun to do some futures. I want to see the individual odds. Okay, top goal scorer for the year. Haaland, the clear number one favorite. Mo Salah is second. Harry Kane third. Try to guess who's third or fourth. Sorry.
or you said Mo Salah, Holland, Salah, Kane,
Yeah,
the fourth goal scorer,
yeah. New
a new guy.
guy, new to the league.
Oh, is it Nunez?
Yeah, Darwin Núñez.
Okay, I don't know. I wouldn't put him up there yet. I'm not convinced of that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy actually. I think that, dude, some of these odds are wild. Okay, so let me just list out the top 12 for you real quick. Holland,
Okay.
Salah, Kane, Nunez, Jesus, Son, then Ronaldo, then Sterling at Chelsea. Get the fuck out of here. Julian Alvarez, Callum Wilson, Diego Jota, and Jamie Vardy at plus 4,000. Jamie Vardy's always a good long shot, dude. The dude scores goals.
He just scores goals.
He's a
He'll
good long
score.
shot, plus 4,000.
The only key with him is not getting hurt. I mean, he's going to be
Yeah.
up there. No matter how old he is, he's going
Dude,
to
he's
find a way to
almost
score.
our age.
I know. He's going to find a way to score, though. He's going to find a way.
Yeah. Anyone else after that is just like you're throwing your money away. I feel like Haaland at plus 375 is still honestly a good bet. Barring injury, he's got to get that.
Yeah.
I'm just so high on him. I don't know how you can't be. He'll probably disappoint in some way, but I'm pumped.
I mean, the reality is that I saw they played. What was that? The Community Shield or whatever. I don't know if you watched that game, but
I didn't watch him.
he. I mean, he should have scored 2 or 3 goals, and
He's gonna get so many opportunities.
he
It's
got
the Sterling thing.
like he hit the crossbar, and I think he should have scored like 2 goals at least. And it was just funny to watch it. He knew he should have scored. They were close. They didn't score, but I feel like he's just going to get through that sort of initial jittery phase of like he sees the first one go in, and then it's just going to be a fucking landslide.
Absolutely.
It's going to be
Dude,
2 goals, hat trick, 1 goal, 2 goal. You know, it's
he's
just
gonna get so many opportunities.
so many chances.
Opportunities. Oh my
It's
god,
going to be unbelievable.
it's gonna be crazy. I'm excited for the year.
Yeah.
You know what we should do this year that we haven't done before is we should watch and we could stream it or record it, but we should watch the Premier League highlights show and react to it and watch it together. That'd be good.
Watch it live. All right,
Yeah.
can do that.
And we could catch up
Be
on all the
exciting.
games and everything.
Just so I'm feeling so excited right now for the weekend. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I know.
All back.
Well, we're done with all of our shit, but I still have a beer to drink, so... Oh, you can't even see it. It doesn't pick it up. There we go. There it is.
There you go.
What are you
Cheers.
drinking?
Shout out to Ventura Coast Brew Company, local brewery here.
Oh,
We
yeah,
got
you rep
the,
them hard.
The California Pale Ale neighborhood. Pretty good.
Tall can? It's pretty sick.
Yeah, if you're ever in town, check it out. Lots of good breweries around here.
Is that the one I went... Is that the one that carries Pliny?
No, that's Fluid State. You went to, yeah. So Fluid State's like a beer garden. They don't actually brew their own beer, but they have quite a good selection.
They
And
do have a
then,
good selection. I remember we hit it on your birthday when we did that pub crawl.
Yeah, and then Made West and Topa Topa, a couple other good shout outs. Yeah, we like diversity here.
I got the Modelo special.
The Modelo.
The banquet. No.
The-
The Mexican. The
the
Mexican
Mexican.
banquet.
The Mexican all-you-can-eat banquet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Love it.
So yeah, we talk. That's everything. What else do you want to talk about?
Oh,
You want to talk about the Warriors?
sure. You want to talk about this jersey you're gonna wear?
Dude, I gotta be honest with you.
You
I
don't think
haven't
you're
paid
going-
yet, and funds are tight right now. So I don't know. I do have a couple of job interviews. I don't want to sound like I'm unemployed. I have a good job. However, I potentially could have a better job, and if I get it, and then it's a possibility that I'm going. If not, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
To find the funds right now.
I hope you make it.
I
It'll
hope
be
so
much
too. I'm
much
gonna
more
be
fun with you there.
devastated I'm gonna be devastated.
Mostly because I'll get to see you wear a Warriors jersey while you swing a golf club.
Yeah.
So
What's the choice?
we'll need to see that happen. I'm getting a Curry jersey. It's for you to rep.
Yeah, I had a Garnett jersey on yesterday. Not a jersey,
Yeah.
a shirt.
Yeah.
And I put it on and I was like, fuck. This was the one Torn was gonna wear. Just reminded me.
Oh, I know. I also kind of forgot about it. It wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't. And
Yeah,
now they're
a month ago.
fucking talking. It's not gonna happen, but they're talking about Jaylen Brown for Kevin Durant. Get the fuck
Don't do
out of
that.
here with that. I don't want Kevin Durant for dude. Jaylen
don't-
Brown, he's so
don't do
fucking
that.
good.
Yeah, don't.
He
do
played
that.
better than Tatum did.
I know. Shout out Cal, baby.
He did go to Cal.
Yeah.
I remember I watched a bunch of his games at Cal, but I did not think he was going to be
Yeah.
what he is now. It's kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. He's legit. He is legit. He scared me more than Tatum. Straight up, watching them play. Like when he got the ball, I was like, he's gonna drive. He's gonna make contact.
He's just so athletic. Like
Yeah.
he could just go by anybody on the Warriors.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah. Hard to stop.
Yeah, so we're gonna do fantasy basketball. I know you're not gonna play in it, but I got fantasy basketball. We got fantasy soccer. We're doing.
Yeah.
So you already picked your
Pick 'em.
team. You want to go
We
through
got
your
pick 'em.
team? I'll go through mine real quick.
Yeah.
pull mine
No,
up.
we got pick'ems too.
I think I'm gonna make a move though. This isn't locked in, but this is my just existing one I did real quick, and then I'm gonna crunch the numbers a little bit and try to.
We're trying to make a change.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really struggled with the back end of my team. When you get down to those last spots, you need to fill in. I was struggling to.
All right. So you ready for my team?
Yeah, one of my players is already injured. What do you know? Season hasn't even started. Love it.
That's funny. So I had to put Holland on my team. You just got to do it. So I got
Yep.
Holland, Gabriel Jesus, and Bamford and my front three.
Oh, I like that. I
And then
like Bamford.
my middies are Foden, Luis Diaz, Mason Mount, and Wilfred Zaha.
Okay.
My defenders, I have Robertson, Perisic, and Chilwell.
Okay.
Goalie, Schmeichel, sadly, he's been on my team for a decade, it seems like.
Oh, you
I
had him.
couldn't put him on the team anymore.
Oh
So I got
man.
Mendy. I like
Okay.
Mendy. He's a good goalie.
Okay. I like.
And then on my bench, I got some scrubs. But that's my starting lineup.
All right. Uh, okay. Yeah. So my team, my squad. So starting at forward, just like you, I started off with Holland. I also got Jesus because I really like
No,
that
dude.
move. But I I actually thought about Bamford, but I ended up wanting to spend money in some other areas. So I went with Mitrovic on Fulham. So I was like figuring, let's get a cheap guy that could turn out being really strong,
I
you
tried
know.
that last time they were in the Premier League and he burned me. So I
And
went
he
away
did
from him.
nothing. I know. I feel you there. But I mean, I think he scored. What is it? He scored last season in the championship. He scored like 42 goals or something
He can score
ridiculous.
goals. He can score goals for sure.
Dude, it
No, I
was
think it's a good pick.
something,
I was just
something,
burned and I couldn't do it
yeah,
again to myself.
something ridiculous. All right, and then so my midfield, just going from most to least expensive. I got Salah, so that's kind of like my star to go with Holland. I picked up Mahrez instead of Foden. I think I think he's I think he I forget how many goals and assists he had last year, but it ended up stacking up pretty
Yeah, he's
large.
nasty.
Zaha, just like you,
No way, dude. I've
uh,
had
and
Zaha
then
every year. Every year.
yeah, and then two of my sort of scrub positions. So I got Chowdhury on Leicester and Milivojevic on Crystal Palace, just to
Okay.
fill out the roster there. That defense, I got Alexander Arnold as my starter with Ruben
And I
Diaz.
have Robertson.
Yeah, and then Ruben Diaz, and then I got Perisic because he's technically classed as a defensive winger, and then Sufal on the right, who kind of like fell off a little last year, but I think he's still really good. I think he got injured, and I think he'll be back. So I think he was undervalued
Yeah.
with the prices, and then rounding out the scrub positions, I got Tompkins on Crystal Palace, and then I got Ramsdale as my starter in goal with Pickford as backup.
Yep. Wow.
So I like it. There's a couple places where I'm just like, if I could have had just fucking $500,000 more dollars.
I know. I know.
There was somebody somewhere where I wanted them so bad, and I had to go with somebody else.
I
So
really wanted De Bruyne, but he's like 5 million
yeah,
more than everybody else, so I just couldn't do
yeah,
it.
yeah. It's hard to make a solid balanced team with someone like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I wanted Bamford too, but he's $1 million more than Mitrovic, and there's no wiggle room to do something like that.
I know. We got to keep each other accountable this year and make sure we continue with the.
Yeah, I mean, it got really hard with COVID when like the games were like it was just like impossible, right? So
Dude, I
hopefully there's
just
more.
honestly, to be honest, I lost interest. I think it was like I don't know, NFL fantasy or something, and NBA was going on, and the Premier League, our league was like three guys left because nobody else was
Yeah,
doing it, and I was like, fuck this.
yeah, I
I
feel
didn't
you
do it
there.
for like a month.
No, I think if we hold ourselves to it, it'll be really fun. We
Yeah.
need to just make sure we follow through on it. The pick'ems is always fun. So we got
Oh,
I
I
think
never missed a pick'ems.
got five guys in that league. I think.
Dude, I made some money on pick'ems last year.
Yeah, I think I wasn't that negative, but I did get a little surprise bump at the end
No,
from
the Super Brew
Blake.
League, Blake paid me
Yeah.
out like I made like over 150 bucks.
Oh shit! On
Yeah, and
top
it
of your
was like
190
five
you
bucks a
paid.
week.
Damn. Yeah, so we got five people in the Pick'em League. We've got let's check our fantasy league. We've got five people in fantasy as well.
Yeah, I got to make sure. I haven't put my picks in. I got to do that.
Yeah, we
Moving
were supposed to get a
agents.
couple more people joining fantasy, but I haven't seen them sign up yet.
Can they sign in after the game start? Hopefully they can.
Yeah, I think if they made a team like for week one,
Yeah, but
they
if they
can.
miss week
This,
one, which is tomorrow, like, can they join?
Yeah, they could. They're kind of screwed, but they could.
Okay, well, at least they can join. It's a long season. It's not that big a deal if they
True. Yeah.
miss a week.
Yeah. If you, there's going to be a guaranteed a week where somebody
Yeah,
forgets to change things.
totally. All right,
All
cool.
right.
Well, we are just under an. Oh, we just hit the 1 hour mark. Perfect. I'm gonna stop the
All right.
recording, and we'll continue next week. We'll do something else.
All
Uh,
right.
but that was good. Cheers to
Cheers.
week one. New year.
We're back. Premier League never dies.
No, it does not.